4 subtle signs you're aging faster than you think men over 60 must watch. Part 1, Introduction. Sign 1, the scent of aging. As men age, their bodies start sending quiet signals long before any doctor's diagnosis. You think it's normal aging, but these 4 signs mean your body's aging faster than it should. If you're over 60 and noticing these changes, they're not just signs of age, they're warnings you can't afford to ignore. You felt it, you saw it, but you didn't know what it meant until now. Aging doesn't always show up in big ways. It's often subtle, so subtle that you second-guess yourself. That's what makes it so powerful and so important to understand. In this video, we're going to uncover 4 overlooked signs of aging in older men. Changes in scent, size, and strength that say more about your true biological age than the number on your birthday cake. We'll explore the science behind each shift, what it means, and what, if anything, you can do about it. Because the more you understand your body, the better you can support it. Let's start with the one most men don't talk about, but many quietly notice. The scent of aging. 1. The scent of aging. What you smell before you see. You might notice it after a shower, or when folding laundry. Or maybe someone close to you makes a comment. It's not your cologne, it's not the detergent, it's something else. And they're right. As men age, their skin goes through changes at the cellular level. One of the biggest? The production of a compound called 2-monomer, a byproduct of fatty acids breaking down under oxidative stress. It has a subtle, waxy, grassy, even slightly stale scent. Unlike normal sweat, this odor doesn't wash away easily. It clings to fabrics, settles into your skin, and resists standard soap. That's why some older men notice that no matter how clean they are, the scent lingers. Take Martin, 74, a retired engineer. He first noticed it on his undershirts. Then one day, his grandson said, "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood." He switched laundry brands, changed soaps, but the scent remained. What he didn't know was this was his body signaling a natural part of aging. Non-anal production starts increasing in your 40s, but it becomes much more noticeable in your 70s. It's not about poor hygiene, it's about your skin retaining more oxidized oils as it regenerates more slowly. So what can you do? Use soaps, specifically designed to break down fatty acids, not just fragrance-heavy body washes. Wash clothes with baking soda or enzymatic odor removers. Eat more antioxidant-rich foods, green tea, citrus, leafy greens. These help reduce oxidative stress in the skin. Hydrate. Moisturized skin retains less buildup than dry, cracked skin. Stephen eventually found a skincare routine that worked for him. More importantly, he understood what was happening and stopped blaming himself. Because this change isn't about being dirty, it's about being human. And when you know why it's happening, you can take control without shame, without silence. So the next time you catch a new scent, don't dismiss it. It might be the first signal your body is aging and asking you to notice. A bigger belly that won't budge. When the waistline speaks louder than you think. You're eating the same, moving the same, maybe even weighing the same. But suddenly, the belt notch moves. The shirt clings tighter. And the mirror tells a story your habits don't seem to explain. Welcome to one of the most visible and often misunderstood signs of male aging. The expanding belly. This isn't just about appearance. It's about hormones, metabolism, and muscle loss, all working together in ways you might not expect. As men age, testosterone levels decline. That shift affects more than energy and mood. It changes how your body stores fat and builds muscle. Muscle is a natural calorie burner. Less muscle means slower metabolism. And a slower metabolism means more fat, especially around the abdomen. This This is what happened to Walter, 76, a former high school coach. He stayed active for most of his life. But in his early 70s, he noticed something shifting. His belly started rounding out despite no change in diet or weight. His limbs thinned, but his waist thickened. What was going on? The truth. Fat distribution changes with age. Even if your habits stay the same, your body changes the way it responds. And belly fat isn't just cosmetic, it's dangerous. This type of fat, called visceral fat, wraps around internal organs. It increases inflammation and raises the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, even cognitive decline. It also affects mobility, posture, and sleep. And the more it builds, the harder it gets to move comfortably, creating a feedback loop of inactivity and more weight gain. So what can you do? Focus on resistance training to maintain and rebuild muscle. Even light weights or resistance bands help. Prioritize protein at each meal. It fuels muscle and helps control appetite. Cut back on refined carbs and added sugars, which spike insulin and promote fat storage. Consider checking hormone levels. Sometimes, medical guidance can help restore balance. Frank took small steps. He added 10 minutes of strength training a day, swapped his evening snack for boiled eggs, and started walking after dinner. 6 months later, his belly hadn't vanished, but his strength returned and his energy soared. The point isn't perfection, it's participation. You don't need a six-pack, but you do need a stable, supported core to keep moving, thinking, and living well. So, if your midsection feels unfamiliar, it's not vanity. It's your body trying to tell you something, and you'd be wise to listen. Taaks are ears that keep growing. The quiet stretch of time. You glance at an old photo and think, did my ears always look like this? You're not imagining things. Unlike bones and muscles, cartilage continues to grow as we age. That means your ears and your nose can literally get bigger over time. For older men, this often shows up in the form of longer, droopier earlobes and wider ear shapes. It's subtle year to year, but over the decades, it becomes more noticeable. This is exactly what happened to Harvey, 78, a retired teacher. He was flipping through his wedding album when he saw it. His ears looked different. Not just larger, but lower, more stretched. "I thought it was the angle," he said. But it wasn't. It was time. Here's what's happening. Cartilage doesn't stop growing, see, as with age. Skin loses elasticity, making earlobes sag and stretch. Gravity pulls downward year after year. This natural process is harmless, medically speaking. But for some men, it affects confidence. You may feel like your ears are out of proportion or more prominent in photos. So, what can be done? Keep skin healthy and hydrated to slow the sagging. Use vitamin-rich moisturizers on the ears and face. Wear sunscreen. UV damage worsens cartilage breakdown and skin aging. Stay hydrated and eat collagen-supportive foods like bone broth, berries, and leafy greens. For those who care deeply about appearance, cosmetic procedures can help, but they're optional. What matters more is understanding this change as normal, not shameful. George embraced it. He joked that his ears were catching more wisdom. Now, that shift from confusion to confidence made all the difference. Because aging doesn't just stretch skin, it stretches perspective. And when you know what's happening, you can age with clarity instead of surprise. Part 4. Sign 4. Shrinking calves that signal something deeper. Shrinking calf, when strength quietly slips away. One day, you glance down at your legs and something feels off. Your pants feel looser around the calves. Your steps feel a bit weaker. and suddenly you realize your legs don't look or feel the way they used to. This is one of the most overlooked signs of aging in men: the loss of calf muscle. As we age, muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia, is common. But when it shows up in the calves, it carries bigger meaning. That's because the calves play a critical role in balance, mobility, and circulation. When they shrink, everything slows. Meet Donald, 75, a retired electrician who spent his life climbing ladders and lifting gear. But in his 70s, stairs got harder. His legs didn't push like they used to. One day, while getting dressed, he noticed the shape of his calves had faded. They used to be rock solid, he said. Now they're like memory foam. What causes this? Reduced testosterone and growth hormone. Levels slow muscle regeneration. Decreased physical activity, especially impact movements like running or jumping, leads to atrophy. Circulation declines. With age, especially in the lower body, reducing nutrient flow to muscles, shrinking calves don't just change appearance. They reduce walking speed, increase fall risk, signal lower overall muscle mass, and can even hint at heart or nerve issues. But here's the good news: muscle loss can be slowed and even reversed. What Leon did worked. He added daily calf raises while brushing his teeth. He started walking on gentle inclines. He included resistance band training twice a week, and he boosted his protein intake, adding eggs and beans to his lunch. After 2 months, his legs felt more stable, his posture improved. Most importantly, he felt in control again. So if you've noticed your calves shrinking, don't ignore it. It's more than a cosmetic change, it's a warning. But it's also an opportunity to act now, to stay strong, and to keep moving with confidence. Because strength doesn't vanish in a day. It fades slowly unless you fight for it. Conclusion. Final thoughts on aging with awareness. Aging doesn't happen all at once. It shows up in quiet ways, through scent, shape, strength, and subtle shifts you only notice if you're really paying attention. But here's the empowering part. Awareness is the first step toward action. Now that you know these 4 signs, changing body scent, stubborn belly fat, growing ears, and shrinking calves, you can choose to respond with intention instead of fear. You don't need to reverse time, you just need to show up for your body with a little more clarity, consistency, and care. Sport your skin with better nutrition and smarter products. Preserve your strength with daily movement, not just occasional workouts. Embrace your body's changes while still challenging yourself to grow, because these signs don't mean it's over, they mean it's time to adapt, not retreat. Your body is evolving. Your role is to stay engaged with it, to notice, to support, to respond. And in doing so, you don't just age, you age intentionally. Thank you for watching. Now tell us in the comments, which of these signs surprised you the most? And what's one small step you'll take today to support the man you're becoming? We'll see you in the next video.